What's up guys, it's Michael here from MIKI'S Stocks, and on today's weekly review we will cover the big news that will move the market, analyze the future indices, the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 to understand where it's heading technically, and like always stick till the end because I'll give you two hot stocks to buy on this Tuesday, because on this trading week on Monday there will be the President Day, so the market are closed. Let's begin. So the big news will come this week on Wednesday, the FOMC meetings at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Like always, after 3 weeks of the big meetings of the Federal Reserve, we have the textual material, so any one of you can read between the lines of the textual stuff that have been made there on the FOMC, the last FOMC. Other than that, jobless claim like always on Thursday, and on Friday, very interesting data coming 30 minutes after the opening bell, the existing home sales for January. We will see what's going on in the real estate industry. We're still at the earnings season, so take a look at some of the big companies that will report and will be interesting for most of the traders and investors, like YNDX, PLTR, but probably the most interesting one will be Fiverr. It's FVRR, one of the companies that a lot of people saying will be the next Amazon. So keep an eye on those stocks as well, and let's go to the charts. So like always on the charts, we will analyze the NQ, the Nasdaq 100 future, and the ES S&P 500 as well in the future contract. And as you can see, I always keep my draws to show you exactly what we talked about last week and 2 weeks ago and 2 months ago and so on. So as you can see, we're still trading in this channel that we discussed 2 months ago, and you can see all the draws and all the scenarios that I gave you in order to trade properly for every single week. Last week we said that the price might go to this level, look for support, and then bounce up to the upper level of the channel. We didn't see a downside move to the support level, but we did see a bounce up to the channel. We didn't touch it yet, so in a second we'll touch the scenario that I planned for this week. If we're looking at the ES, the S&P 500 futures in 4-hour chart, then we can see that we definitely touched that resistance level, the upper level of the channel. We didn't go down to test those levels, but we definitely went all the way up, got rejected few times by sellers, and then only then on Friday we broke through the level. What I'm expecting for this week to see is maybe one more push to the upside, something like a false break, meaning going up, making most people believe that the price will continue much higher and then coming all the way down. So this is what I'm expecting to see on the ES, and probably the same on the Nasdaq. So a push higher to those resistance levels, maybe even cross it just a little bit, but then collapsing, dropping down again to the support levels, at least to the 13,600. Now the reason I'm thinking this scenario will work, it's because I'm analyzing also the VIX. The VIX is the volatility index for the options in Chicago, and as you can see, every time that the VIX is going up, the market is going down, and the opposite. When the price of the VIX are dropping down, the market, the ES and the Nasdaq are going higher. But this time, let's analyze VIX and see exactly why the price of the market should drop down after a push higher. So you can look at this channel from November. We broke through that level. The upper level of the channel acted as support several times, and this time we're aiming for this level as well one more time. So if the price of the VIX will continue down, that means that the market will go higher, but when it will reach that support level, the VIX should move higher, and that means that the price of the market will drop down, maybe again to those levels, and from that we will see another reversal in the market and in the VIX. So the VIX will drop down again, the market will go higher, and so on until maybe we will break through this channel line and eventually drop all the way down to the support level That means when the price will drop down in the VIX, the market will continue higher. So when you analyze in the NQ and the ES, most of the time you want to keep an eye on the VIX as well and analyze it too. That will give you one more clue to understand where the market is heading. Okay, last week on our hot list to buy, I gave you actually 3 hot stocks. The first one that got in and made a profit was AMRS, broke through 1220 that I gave you last week and went straight all the way up a little bit more than $17. This is about 40% of a move. Great move, and it still actually looks pretty good to the upside if you didn't enter on the first trigger. The second one that I gave you was a WKHS. This one actually didn't work. It entered at 42, just a few cents above it, and went all the way down. We might look at it in the future again. And the third one was HOFV with a trigger above 325. It didn't cross the 325, so it didn't trigger yet, but I'm still watching it. Maybe in a week or so we will have another trigger to enter. This week I got 2 hot stocks for you. Let's have a look. So the first one is AVYA. The stock came all the way up from $6 to the 30s and made almost 20% after these earnings. Still looking pretty good to the upside, a bit stretch as you can see, but still looking good at least for one more move to the upside. So what I'm aiming to do is buy it above $33, and if so, my stop loss should be around the 31. So I'm not expecting to see a huge move, but at least $4, $3.50 to take my partial out. And the second one, HOG, Harley Davidson, and this time guys I'm aiming to the short side. The company went up from $14 all the way to $42, but on the last earning report, as you can see, it dropped down majorly and right now bouncing a little bit higher. Now in this case I would look to take a short position. I don't have the trigger yet, but it should be around this level, either the $37 after it will close this gap, or just a little bit above it at $37.60. Look at this level right here, $37.60. So what I want to see is basically a move to the upside, breaking through the 37, either from that point dropping down or going all the way up to $37.60, and from that point you will see either a consolidation or a reversal candle, and from that area you can take a short position. I will try to keep you an update on the Facebook page, so watch that as well, and make sure you subscribe YouTube channel and Facebook to get more updates and more videos. Other than that, I wish you a great trading week, and I will see you next time. Take care, bye bye.